Huh. Huh, 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 huh. Huh. You know what? I like all this. I hate all this. Yeah, you know what, gang? Nope, this is a loss. No good. We're killing this one right here. It just did not work out. It was a nice try, but you know what? Oh well. Hey, they're not all good. That's okay. So yeah, I'm going to basically wipe this thing completely off and blank the canvas out because it is garbage. I really, really like the sky. This part all worked, but this, nope. Nope. So, hey, that happens sometimes. Like I said, there's not much you can do about it. I may need to get new liquid white though, because yeah, that's, nah. Nope, I'm looking at it now. Oh, well, this is complete. Well, that's all right. This will work. And this is going nowhere. So we're going to go ahead and just wipe as much of this off as we can, which luckily I didn't use much paint on it. So not a big deal, but I definitely need to get, these wipes are shot. Jeez. But yeah, that painting is going to get redone. But you know what? That's okay. See, that happens. Can't let it bother you. Sometimes you try something and you hope it works, but sometimes it just doesn't. And if it doesn't, there's two ways you can go about it. You can get really frustrated and let it bother you, or hold on, or you know what, you just recognize that it's not what you wanted it to be and you start over. Okay, gang, we're back for another painting after the disastrous last one. This is actually the painting from the last video, the one that I wiped off. I just covered it in black because I didn't want to waste it and I didn't want to cut it up, so I just basically wiped it all off, cover it in black acrylic, and we're going to do one that a painting I've done before. That is a nice way to kind of, because I was thinking of taking a break from painting for a while, but it's going to start getting really warm as we get into summer, so I'm going to have to take a break anyway. So I want to do one more, and this is a painting I always liked doing before, but I'd always done it on smaller canvases, and I always wanted to do it on a bigger canvas. So today I'm doing it on a bigger canvas, and it is from Season 3, Episode 10 of Bob Ross. It is titled Campfire. I don't know if you can see that. You can see the reflection. I know it's probably, this is a weird day to do this. This is kind of a risk. Even though it's not supposed to rain, it's very overcast, and it's very cold, which I like, and windy. So we'll see. If we luck out, there won't be any rain, because this should be a relatively short painting. It's pretty simple. I'm out of titanium white because I finally got frustrated with that titanium white. Threw it out, bought a new one. But you shouldn't need white in this. It's a pretty restrained color palette, so that's another plus for it. So the first thing that he does, which I already watched this video, so I know this, is he covers the whole canvas with alizarin crimson. And while I like to play around with colors a lot, I think I'm actually going to stick with crimson and go with most of his colors on this with very little variation, because it's such a strong painting that I think I just want to go with what he does. So I got to find alizarin crimson, which is always weird because it's in like a, no, it's dark cyan. It's like it's in a town that a tube that makes it look brown, and it's not brown, but it looks brown. Yeah, there it is. Alizarin crimson. That looks like brown to me, because this is brown. Look at those. That's Van Dyke brown. That's alizarin crimson. Now, does that look right to you? Even if you take the cap off, that is a completely different color. And look at that. And that's what they went with? I've never understood that. So the first thing is he's going to, I believe he says he just coats the whole thing with alizarin crimson uniformly.
You know, in every series there has to be a crazy date, and this is our crazy date.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd do a painting that's really far out.
It's not that far out. It's actually great.
The imagination. We're going to have a little campfire down here.
Yeah.
And all the big,
I think he just says he covers the whole canvas with alizarin crimson first.
And I've taken a black canvas that was painted
black
with
canvas,
black acrylic.
Yep.
That was allowed to dry.
Yep.
And then covered the entire canvas with alizarin crimson.
Alizarin crimson. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think I want to use a different color. I think I'm going to go with, because I thought of what if I use like this bright red? What would that look like? And I could. The only thing I'm afraid with some of these brighter colors is it might look orange. So then I was thinking of this quingercone red, But you know what? I'm going to stick with what he did this time. Because this is I really like this painting. So I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to stick with, I'm just going to push the paint up. Fill the top a little bit more instead of the way it was. There we go. I'm just going to stick with what he did. I really just think this is a really great painting, and I don't want to mess with it too much. So we're just going to stick with what he's doing. So I'm going to take a, you know what? I wonder if I should use one of those other paint brushes, the cheap ones, because this is just coating the thing. So maybe I'll just use, I really don't need to use a good brush for that. So I'm going to use this one. This is this cheap, you know, $2 paintbrush. That's essentially, that's a little bit bigger than a 2-inch. Huh. Wonder if I should, well, I mean, whatever. It's just coating it, so this shouldn't be a big deal. I'm just going to use this. It's fine. This is not something where you need a lot of finesse. It's just coating the thing with red. This brush should work fine for it. So let's do that first. Is this thing loose again? Yeah, it is. Hold on. This came out again. This has been doing this. I think I'm just really tough on these things. So let me just tighten this and tighten that. There we go. Tighten that. Okay. I know I am tough on this easel. I mean, this easel's good, but it's not like a pro easel, so it's probably pretty pissed off at me because I am awfully tough on these things. As you can see, I'm not gentle with these canvases, especially when I'm just laying on color like this. There's really no reason to be gentle with it. Probably gonna need more. Just get this layered in there. But yeah, I got rid of my liquid white and my titanium white after the last one because I realized the liquid white had started to congeal or whatever, and I've had that for years. I gotta figure out how to store it better because I just think that the storage unit that they send it in is not great. So I gotta look at that. But as you know, I do love red, so I'm gonna go heavy on this. Just coat this up. All right. Let's see where we are. Yeah, definitely need more. I'm gonna need a lot more than that. Here it is. Yeah. Let's just put a bunch on there. I don't think you need crimson again in the rest of the painting, but it does need a bunch for this. So just load that up. Let's just start dotting this around a little bit better. I should have probably done this from the beginning. Just so I cover all the corners, all the areas here. All right, let's see. Let's start spreading that in. I should have done this from the beginning. See, this is one of these things that I always forget. And then when I do it, I'm like, oh, this is the better way to do it, is to make these blobs and then kind of spread them out. Because it's just a better way to get paint into different areas. And like I said, I think of it every time after I do it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the way I'll do it next time. I never remember. I never ever remember. But yeah, this is actually a great day to paint. And I don't know how many of these days are left because we're going to be heading into summer. Summer now is May because, you know, oh, I know, global warming's a myth, and yet summer keeps coming earlier and earlier, so somebody explain that one to me. Actually, don't, because I don't care. You're wrong, so whatever. But okay. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, it's a good way to work out your arm. Whew. Spreading this paint around all the time. It does tell you when your wrist has had its limit, I'll say that. Fortunately, this is the worst part of the painting wrist-wise. After this, it'll be, oh, man, a lot easier. So it's kind of good. Get this out of the way up front. I will probably need to cut this video in half because it's coming up to my dog's lunchtime, and I know how she gets when she don't eat on time. If you have a dog, you know what I'm talking about. So I may, and that's probably not bad to have a break anyway. As I've said before, the nice part about oil is you can take a break, and it doesn't matter, because the oil will stay workable. Okay, there we go. There we are. Let's see how we are here. The old tester. Red. Red. It's kind of hard to see it, but it is there. Yeah, okay, hold on. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, red. Gotta remember to push a little harder. Yeah, red. Well, might be missing some there. It's okay, we'll just grab some more. And then we'll just layer that in. Not a big deal. Also, my wife might call me because she's currently at the gym. And she does tend to call me when she's on her way home in case I have to have her pick anything up, which I don't. So I may pause then too. Okay, let's see. All right, let's see. Yeah, red. It's just hard to see it. Definitely red there now. Yeah. Yeah. Thumb. Maybe some there. I mean, it's not going to hurt to have more red. In my opinion, you can never have enough red, to be honest. Fire is going to be right around here. So I do want to make sure there's plenty here, but radiate out. Okay, hold on. All right, let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 Oh, yeah. No, I think we're good now. I think we got enough now. Just spread that out a little bit. I mean, you can kind of see it to some degree. So, yeah, I'm just looking at it sideways. I don't think there's any missing spots now. I can see it in some of the canvas in most places. Yeah, maybe a little bit here. Just a little bit in this kind of area here. That's going to be the lake area anyway. So it's probably not as big a deal, but maybe through here. Just a band of it through here. It's just like that. Just make sure I have enough. But yeah, this is a good brush to use for this because it's literally, there's no finesse to this. You're just covering things. So why use the better brush? Okay. But I will wash it off. This is normally my acrylic brush, so I'm not used to using this for the oil side of things, but that's okay. It works well enough. Works perfectly well. It gives it a nice color now, too. Look at that, huh? It's pretty. Red. You just can't go wrong with red. You really can't. Okay. Honestly, even if I screw this brush up, it's $2. I can get another, because these brushes will have to be replaced. I mean, cheap brushes are going to go bad. So one way or another, that's going to happen. Okay. Let's go on from there.
So let's go.
Okay.
Let's start out with cad yellow.
Cad yellow.
A 1-inch brush.
Pew, cad yellow.
And decide where you want the little campfire to be here.
Oh, he said a 1-inch brush, huh? Did he say 1-inch brush? I think he did.
Really far out, and it maybe a little
Cad yellow.
imagination. We're going to have a little campfire down here.
Let's get the cad yellow
and
on
all
here.
the big trees around, and we just
There's
sort of
cad
see what
yellow.
happens. And I've taken a black canvas and just painted with a flat black
Okay.
acrylic.
So far, Alizarin Crimson, cad yellow.
Canvas with the lizard.
Okay.
So let's go. Let's start out with cad yellow. A 1-inch brush.
Yeah, 1-inch. Okay.
Decide where you want the little campfire.
1-inch.
And we'll start. Let's put it right there. And just start.
I think I'm going to put mine about where he is.
They're working.
So I'll just take that.
There we go. And just let this go.
Okay. How about right here?
Let it go. Those little things are happening.
Okay. Just spread out. Okay. So clean the brush each time, right?
And add a little bit more.
Make sure the volume's up. It is, okay.
Go right back in.
Yeah, okay. So basically we're layering cad yellow. That's fine. Let's see. This is what I remember. Like I said, this is a nice, easy painting. And I'm not going to do some of the stuff he does, because at one point he puts in a very large tree, which I'm not going to do. At least I'm not going to do it with oil. I may come in and do it with, What am I looking for? I may do it with the acrylic. I'm not going to do it with oil though, because I just know I don't want to do that. So, you know what? I'm just going to switch brushes. Luckily, I have 2 brushes, so I'm going to switch and let that dry a little bit. Where's my other 1 inch? I know I have another. Here it is, 1 inch. Another 1 inch landscape. Yeah, I have 2 of every brush, which was originally because my wife was painting with me, but now I'm glad I have this so I can let that dry for a minute, and I can just go back into this and. Yeah, just keep working out. Just kind of... He doesn't go too far down. He just kind of goes outwards. Yeah. Hold on a minute, let me...
Okay, with a large brush.
Yeah, this is where he's going to blend it, so I got to keep going here. And I don't care about the fact that there's brighter bits. That's fine. Although I don't feel like I got as much red as I thought I would, which is okay, because there's going to be other stuff here anyway. So let's see. Let's do one more. Let's do one more run of the yellow, because I think once it blends, it's not big enough. I want it to be bigger than that. So see, this is what I mean about I can now dry this brush off. All right, so I'll dry this brush. And then I'm gonna go use the other one, keep going. So dry this. This is nice about having this cloth tarp, although it's not quite as big as I'd like it to be. That's okay. So we'll let that brush dry. Now we come back to this guy. All right, and we'll do one more pass of yellow. We're gonna make this a lot bigger. Let's see. Okay. And we'll just start working around. Oh, you know what? I was wrong. My wife is home now. I heard the car pull in. So, don't have to worry about answering the phone, and that will solve the dog food problem too. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pause briefly here to say hello to my wife, and we'll be back to it. All right, so yellow's done. So he's blending it with the big brush. Yeah.
Very gently, still
okay.
little crisscross strokes.
So this is just blending. I guess I didn't put enough red on. Yeah, because there's not much red in there, is there? Huh. It's weird. It's almost like a green, but there's not a lot of red in there. Not that it matters. Okay, hold on, let me get that. So, I mean, it's still gonna work, but definitely doesn't look as red. But then again, I can't really tell what his thing really looks, because, you know, this is a TV recording from the 80s, so it's hard to say what it actually looks like. The basic form is there, so we'll get it there. Okay, let's blend that a little bit. And there probably is a way I could put red into it, but I'm just gonna go with it and see where it ends up. Hey, look, worst case, if I hate it again, did I touch that? I don't think I did. I'll just black it again. It's not like I can't do that again. I did it once, I can do it again. I can absolutely just paint this black again. So no matter what, we'll be all right. It's not a big deal. All right, let's clean the brush. Either way, we'll go through this and see where we end up. Who knows? But, yeah, let's see. Okay, dry this off. Dry. Okay, let's see. Oh, now.
Let's take the fan brush.
Fan brush?
Put some Van Dyke brown on it.
Okay.
And a little bit of crimson.
Where is my big fan brush?
Just mix one brush.
Where's the bigger ones?
And
Hold on, where's the bigger fan brush? Bigger, no, that's a liner brush. Where's the, where are my big fan brushes? Did it fall down? No, that's a liner. Oh, there it is. Okay. I think I need a new one of these too. Maybe. Hold on. Maybe. Okay. Was it Van Dyke Brown? What did he say?
We've done pass, so
Van Dyke Brown. Van Dyke Brown.
Okay, now let's take the fan brush.
Yep.
We'll put some Van Dyke Brown on it.
Okay.
And a little bit of crimson.
Okay.
Van Dyke Brown, touch of crimson.
Okay.
Just mix them on the brush.
All right.
And maybe look back here in the distance. You can just see the tracks of some trees that just absolutely disappear. These are just some trees.
Okay, so this is where he's got trees coming in. Which this is always the part I didn't quite like about this painting, but we'll try it. I mean, you're not going to see him that much anyway, so it's fine. Just have one coming down like this. Okay, hi bird. Okay. These are all going to get blurred out anyway. Okay, he's got another one over here. So another one there. And we'll do one here. And we'll do one here. We'll do one here.
On the 1-inch brush, loaded full of paint.
Okay.
We can begin.
Oh yeah, I see what he's doing. Yeah, okay. So we'll do another one here. Here. One there. Okay.
What we're looking for is just very basic general shapes.
1-inch brush.
A lot of detail.
1 inch. Just this one. Yep. Crimson and brown.
So just wherever you think there might be some leaves, just drop it.
Okay, so he's just punching leaves on here. Like this, which you can barely even see on this. See, I think the problem with mine is it's so dark. There's no red in it. That seems like it's going to be a problem because his is a lot redder. Oh, hold on a minute. Yeah, I think the problem here is I don't have enough red. Everything's going to get muted backwards. Let me think about how I can fix this. I don't know that opaque red is going to do it. I just feel like there's way too much. There's way too much. You know what? We might have to take a chance on something here. We might have to roll the dice on trying something, which is, let's go with, okay, we're going to try to fix this. I'm going to attempt to mix I wonder if I need, if it's transparent, you can't see it. It would have to be semi-transparent. So maybe a bright red and a transparent orange. Actually, let me try the red. You know what? This is either going to save this thing or it's going to kill it. Let's find out which, huh? We're going to find out. Let's put a little bit of this. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. So this is semi-transparent red. The problem here is you can't see anything. Like, these trees are barely visible. His is a lot more red. So the only way I can think to fix that, the only way, is to come in with red and try to punch up the yellow area. Let's see what this looks like. Yep, it's kind of just kind of dance this around and then try to come over it with yellow. So see, I'm going to try to punch out more red artificially by using that semi-transparent. I mean, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go right over these trees, but they're so faint, I'm not too concerned about that right now. The only part I don't know how I'm going to blend that, but I'm going to work on that when I get to it. I might just have to blend them together. So we're going to try to just red this out a little bit and see where we end up. Hope that it looks okay, because the reality is it's just too dark. You can't see anything. And I don't think that's the intent. Let's come back into this. And again, we're gonna just kind of come around and then try to blend this out and see what we get. So I can always come back in with the trees. So let's see where we end up here. And like I said, the only part I don't know how I'm gonna fix really is the yellow. Okay, and we'll see. We're just gonna see. Just gonna blend all this out. It's not gonna matter because you can't even see it really. So let's see if this will work or if we've already killed this painting, huh? Let's find out. Let's get a blender. Oh no. What did he use to blend? He didn't use, he used the 1 inch. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and see what happens. Let's just blend it right from here, because it's either gonna work or it isn't. And we might as well just find out now, right? We might as well just find out now whether I scrammed this whole thing or not. You know, this is interesting. I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. I mean, it's redder. Let's put it that way. It's definitely redder. Okay, maybe what I need to do now. Let's see. I don't know whether I'm just working this to death now, but we'll see. Let's get more of the crimson. And as it turns out, I am going to need the good brush with the crimson. Let's see if we can do it. Now we're going full transparent. And we're gonna really lay this crimson in here. We're gonna go heavy now, because the problem is you just can't see it. I mean, you just can't see anything. It's too dark. I picked up some of the black, which is fine. We're gonna try to recoat this whole thing, sort of, with the crimson, because I obviously did not go on. I thought I had plenty on there. Clearly that was not the case. So let's recoat, and we're gonna go ultra heavy now, and we'll see what happens. Bring it down into this red. That's okay. I need it to be everywhere, and I need it to be really heavy, because this yellow has to come way further out now, because you just can't see anything. And I know for a fact that can't possibly be. You can see his trees really clearly, and while I don't love trees in my paintings, you should be able to see them if you're going to put them in. So what that means is I put too little crimson in. So we're going to attempt to fix that now. So I'm going to have to redo the yellow, which is no problem. I can redo the yellow very easily. But I'm bringing this down and in. Okay. All right, we need more in there. Well, I guess that's a lesson for the future. When you think you have enough red, add more. Which, hey, ain't a bad lesson to learn. But we're gonna try to salvage this. I'm gonna try, because yeah, basically you can only really see the yellow right there and a little bit, but then it just vanishes. And I know it's not supposed to look like that. It's not. I painted this twice before. I know it should be, I mean, I could go get the painting and show you. It's supposed to be more than that. So that also tells me I need a lot more yellow on this thing. Let's bring it down into here. And I don't care if it mixes with that other red, that's okay. I mean, I'm glad I put that in there. It's gonna help brighten it, but it's not enough. We gotta get this in here, heavy, and then come over it with yellow. I'll leave the yellow in the center, that's fine. The center yellow is okay, but definitely need more red. Draw that out here. All right, now. Yeah, see that? That's what you want. Yeah, that's good. So it tells me I need a little more in here. Like, I want it to be thick, because I want that red coming up. Of course, it also means I need more on the bottom, which no problem, since this brush has already got the stuff on it. We're just gonna keep going. We're gonna red this whole thing out. Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. Hysterical. The one time I don't put enough red in, right? Well, normally I'm way too heavy with red. Yeah, see, now you can, I mean, you can literally see it on the canvas, and that's what I'm going for now. I want to be able to see it. I want red suffusing this whole thing. However we got to do it, that's what we're going to do. I mean, this is not the best brush to do this, but I already have the crimson on there. So we're just going to wash this thing out in red. That's what I get for saying it's an easy painting, right? Kiss of death, baby. Don't ever say that. Oh, this is a nice, easy painting. It won't take that long. Sure it won't. Not if you're Bob Ross, it won't. If you're me, it's gonna. Yeah, I want that red really, and I mean, you can see it now. Like, I don't even have to touch it. I know the red's there. I can see it real well. Let's blur that border because he doesn't have one. Dig that red in. Might even need a little more. That's fine. I want that red heavy, baby. I mean, I should have noted he didn't say thin coat, which probably should have been a clue that this needs to be a heavy red. Because normally he says thin coat if it's a thin coat. He did not say that. So I probably should have picked up on that. All right, now I'm pretty sure we got enough. But let's do a quick test. Oh yeah, we're good. That's red. Okay. Probably gonna need a little more of my paint thinner. So I used a little more than I expected, and the bottle was not quite full to begin with. But that's okay. I have more bottles. All right. Let's dry this brush off. And we're gonna hit this thing with yellow again in a second. Okay. I'm gonna leave those other brushes with the Van Dyke because I'm gonna have to come back in with brown, but this is gonna be yellow now. So we're going, you know what? We're going heavy in yellow. Whoa, 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 don't lose the cap though. All right, let's get that yellow on there. I won't put it on too tight, I might need more. All right, here we go. Let's get in with that yellow again. Here we go again, everybody. Yellow again. Starting in the center. Moving out. Yeah. That's much more what we should be seeing. Yeah, because you can see the red now. You can actually pick up that reddish orange that's happening. And that's what you want. Now, I know he says clean the brush, but you know what? I'm doing something a little different here because I want this color real wide. So actually, I'm going to leave that center yellow alone because it's pretty much where I want it. And I'm going to keep going with the dirty brush so that it doesn't go full yellow, but that I can move the color out. All right, so I actually kind of need that. Yeah, see, that's okay. I'm not going to mind that. Because this way it can radiate out a little bit. So I'll just spread this out a little bit. See, that way it's constantly picking up a little bit more yellow. And it can just be, and I can blend all this out too, so it's not like you're really even gonna see this after a while. But it'll kind of look like embers from the fire spreading around. Oh, this is gonna get covered up anyhow. But yeah, that way we get some of that out there. I want that color to show up. I almost should mix crimson into it and see what happens. Yeah, that's better. See how much more of the color you can see now? Although I still wish there was more out there. So I may need to mix a little bit in and go out a little more. Let's see. Almost just kind of like, just do like little streaks here. And then just blend out. Yeah, there we go. I don't remember this being, when I did this the first time, this was not this hard. I really don't remember it being this bad. Where I had to work this hard to get the color out, but I guess that's just how it goes. Sometimes it's tougher the second time. Okay, so now I'll come in with a big brush and blend all that out so that it blurs a little bit. There's a lot more color now. See, that's better. I don't know why that green is happening in the center there, though. I mean, it's not going to matter. There's going to be stuff there, so it's okay, but it's looking green to me, which is odd. Really shouldn't be green, but okay. All right. Okay. That's all right. Okay. The only other thing that's kind of troubling me is I thought I felt some sprinkles. No, it looks okay. Must have just been me. All right, let's get a big brush. Let's get this guy. And let's blend this stuff in. Yeah, see, there's that weird green happening in places. I don't know why it would go green. Blend this enough and it'll disappear. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh no, wait. I do feel like I am feeling droplets. Which, if I am, hold on. Oh no, it's definitely sprinkling a little bit. I don't know if it's so bad I have to stop. It's just a light little drizzle, I think I'll be okay. But if it picks up, then that's going to end this real early. Because I can't paint if it's raining. I mean, it's not as big a deal with oil, but it's not nothing. I mean, painting in the rain is just not a great idea. Plus, there's a computer involved. So, while it's not a great computer, the fact that it isn't a great computer, it's a very old MacBook Air at this point. It's an old Intel one, but still. All right, let's see.
Okay, now we can take, and let's add a little bit, just a tiny bit here.
See what it's
ochre,
okay.
yellow, mixed together. And we can just highlight.
Okay, so that's what he's highlighting the trees. Okay, so what I need to do is put the trees in. So we need Van Dyke Brown on the fan brush. And now let's put these trees back in and see if we can see them a little better. Yeah, see how much better it looks now? I mean, don't get me wrong, I never think these trees look all that good, to be honest. But at least you can see them now, where you couldn't see them before very well at all. They're all going to get blended out anyway. All right, do some on the other side. I don't think, yeah, I guess he does go. Well, I don't have to go all the way to the edge just because he does. All right, so then I'm going to take, on the big brush, a little bit of crimson. See, now at least you can see this, whereas before you couldn't see this at all. I mean, you couldn't see this at all. It was so blended, or so dark, you couldn't see anything. Now at least these are showing up. I need some more brown, which is fine. That I have a fresh tube of, so brown is not a problem for me. I have plenty of brown, which I think I'm going to need a few times in this. All right, let's get the brush, load it up, a little crimson, load it up. And there we go. Punch in some trees, or branches I should say, some leaves, technically. Leaves is what I'm actually doing here, leaves. Make sure I cover the whole top of this. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Now this sprinkling is getting a little heavier, so this might have to be post. Oh yeah, no, it's definitely starting to come down now. Well, oh yeah, no, it's definitely raining. So I don't think I can keep going here, everybody, because while the rain isn't necessarily going to destroy the oil the way it would acrylic, it's still not good for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish putting in these branches, or leaves I should say, just to fill out the edges of this. And then I'm going to have to call it quits for today, which I hate to do because, you know, I was going here and I feel like I have saved it enough, but you can't paint in rain. I wish you could, you can't. So I'm just going to, oh yeah, no, it's definitely coming down. So let's close that because that's not going to be good for the computer. And we'll have to resume this in another part. I thought I was going to, the Doppler showed no rain. The Doppler lied to me. But that's okay. I've got enough in. The basis is there. I didn't waste a lot of paint. So not a big deal. Sometimes that's just how it goes. The weather gets you. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this, even though the GoPro should be fine. So we will pick this up at another time, but there's where it is, and we'll pick it up again next time. All right? All right, everybody, we're going to try something a little different. This is actually my second attempt at this painting. The last one went disastrously, and so I just wiped it all down because it's a painting I've done twice before, which is a Bob Ross painting titled Campfire. Now, I've always done it vertically, but I'm going to attempt to do it horizontally. Now, I'm kind of fighting the sun today, so I may have to stop and move all this to stay out of it. So I'm trying to keep the sun out of the lens. But I had done it before, and it just didn't look right at all. So what I'm doing is something a little different. I'm going to kind of follow what Bob's doing, but I'm also not going to. And I'll explain what I'm doing differently. So if you're to watch his video, and I've already done this part, he covers the canvas with Alizarian Crimson. That's what he covers everything with. Now, I've done that, but I've also put on, I don't know how to pronounce that, quinacridone red and perylene red. So I've tried to kind of do it where it's Alizarian everywhere, and then the, whatever this is, in the center part, and then the polyrene around the edges to kind of give it a lot of different levels. And now he does it when he starts off, and I'm going to play the video, but when he starts off, what he does is he primarily uses yellow and comes out, and he uses basically CAD yellow. I'm going to use CAD yellow, but I'm also going to use CAD red, which really looks orange to me, and it silence my phone, and CAD red medium. So hold on, let me silence my phone really quick until I turn off. Thank you. Okay, because one of the problems I had was when I tried this before, the yellow just completely got lost, and it didn't look right to me. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of a variation by using these three colors. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the red. So the fire is going to be about here, about where his is. And I'm going to use the red and kind of go all the way to the edges. There's going to be water down here, so it'll cut about there. But the red is going to fan out and go all the way to the edges. Then I'm going to come in with the, what I'm calling orange red, even though it says red light. And that'll kind of come to about here. And then I'll punch the yellow in right about there as the center point. So a little different from what he's doing, but I'm just playing the video.
And just start making little X's,
yeah.
Or crisscross.
So that's what he does. And I'm just going to jump ahead because I already know what he does here until he puts the trees in. So I'm trying to get, okay. So you can see there, hopefully. See all that? It just doesn't look like that when I tried it with the yellow. And that's why I went heavier with the reds. And that's why I'm going to kind of bolster it by using actual reds on this. So this may work, it may not. We're going to try it. So let's start off with CAD red medium. And we'll put some of that right here. And we will get the big brush here, 2-inch. And we're going to fan into that. And load that up. And we'll see how this looks. So again, the fire is going to be about there. So I'm just going to start fanning out from around where the fire is. I want to make sure that yellow is in the center really strongly. So I'm going to come out from there. And these reds are going to go all the way to the edge. So we'll go out. See, that's already more of a nice red than I was getting with the yellows before. And there's red underneath, so it should be really red in the end. right? So again, the fire is going to be sitting there. I need more paint than that. And we're just going to layer this in, but I want this to have a heavy color to it. I want there to be a lot of different red on top of that yellow. So we're really gonna hit this thing hard with red. Just kind of dot it around just to get it there. Yeah, that's better. Because this is all gonna get blended anyway. So we're gonna do this, and this is gonna go out to the edges like this. Because that other red's gonna come over this one. So I want this to be a strong red so that there's something of it when we get to the other one. Go out to the edges like that. Let's get a little bit more. And again, I don't worry too much about, because when he does his videos, he'll say, okay, you know, keep the brightest stuff in the center, which is true, you should. But when I'm trying to push the color out, I actually need more strong color out here, so I don't mind dotting this in, because eventually you just do this, and it's all going to blend anyway, see? So it's not like you're going to see those dots eventually. It's all going to blend out. But I want this red to reach the end, and my water line is going to be, well, I don't know, about there or so. Yeah, that's where the water will be. So we'll get a little bit more of this red, pop it out here, a little bit here, and we'll just kind of start working that out. And it'll all get blended eventually anyway. I may have to pause because my dog's out here, but she inevitably doesn't want to stay out here when I'm painting. I don't really know why, but she doesn't like hanging out when I'm painting. So I may have to pause to bring her in. In fact, I already know I have to because I can see her waiting there to go inside. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, that's fine, I'm done with this part anyway. There's enough of this red, I think. So hold on, I'll bring you in a second. Hold on a minute. She's staring at me, of course. So hold on. Let's fan this out. I want this red to cover the whole thing. So I'm just gonna work this red out. And I'm not even gonna clean the brush when I go into the other red, because I don't think it's gonna matter, because it's only gonna be a brighter red anyway. But let's just do this. And I want this covering every spot. I don't want any darkness on this canvas where the red's supposed to be. And we'll fan it in a little here, although that's mostly going to be yellow, but just so it's kind of radiating out like that. Just push it out, because that way it looks like the fire is coming out. And we'll just keep fanning that out. Give that almost like a motion line effect to some degree. Oh, now the sun's right in my face, so I'm going to have to move pretty soon anyway. Okay, so let me, yeah, I'll take you in. I'm going to take my dog in, so I'm going to pause this. We'll get back to this in a second. Okay, back where we were. I did move because the sun was just, it was going to be fighting me. So that's no problem. That's where I usually paint anyway. Okay, so first level of red's on. Now let's go into CAD red light. I'm not going to bother washing the brush because I don't mind if this color kind of blends in. In fact, that might be a good thing. So again, CAD red light for kind of an inner bit. So we'll just pop this around like this and fan a little bit out there, and then we'll just start kind of blending that in. And again, I just want this to kind of mix because it's a little brighter. So this is more mixing with the background, and then I'm going to do an inner kind of circle of it, but I'm just kind of want this in there to kind of introduce a little bit of variation in the brightness of the color. So not too much out here. This is going to get very blended. And I'm going to do that same kind of fanning out thing. But this is just to get like an outer bit of it. And I'm going to just do this until it disappears, pretty much. So it's not so obvious that I just dotted it. But again, this is just to kind of, and I might do some on the edges. Actually, conversely to what you might think, I actually think I might want some, well, actually, you can see it. No, you can see it enough. I don't have to overdo it. It's visible enough. See, I'm just going to fan this out again. And if I see blotches, just run the brush over it. And then that, to make it look like the light of the fire is kind of emanating outwards. Not necessarily like wind, but just like brightness. Again, just emphasizing where my water line is going to be. Punching a little color along there so it's not, there we go. Flush that out. Okay, now I'm going to come on to the inside with the same bright color. Right? So now I want to, this is going to be really, really heavy right here. Right around where the fire itself is going to be. So we're going to create like a halo effect there. Like a ring. Ring of fire. Okay. Yeah. So see, that's going to be a little bit brighter. And then the yellow should punch right over this in that center point really well. So I'm going to go light on the inside because that's where the yellow is going to be, and I will use a clean brush for that. And I will have to probably clean the brush every time I do yellow because otherwise it will get tainted by this color really quickly. But let's just blend that out. Yeah, like that. See, there's already so much more red in this than there was last time, and it was so dark you couldn't see anything because there's a point where he uses Van Dyke Brown to put in tree forms, and you couldn't see them because there was just not enough red using just Alizarian Crimson. So I went, okay. And it started to rain when I was doing it, so it was kind of like a sign that, all right, this is not happening. It just was not happening the way I wanted it to. So rather than just fight it and try to bend it into where I wanted it to be, I just figured, all right, I'll just wipe off all the paint and I'll start again. Nice part about oil paint, it's pretty easy to do that if you do it quickly. Not like acrylic. I just took one of the cleaning cloths and just wiped all the paint off, and it was fine. Okay, so now we've got our reds, because again, the fire is going to be here. I'm going to clean this brush because I will need another 2-inch, I'm sure, for something. So let's clean this brush off real well. And I just used for the layers, the background layers, I just used that just a cheap house paintbrush, because literally all you're doing is just smearing paint on the canvas. There's no skill to that. So there's really no reason to use a good brush unless you're doing something that requires skill, which I wasn't. I'm literally just smearing paint on the canvas. And I used a lot. I did use a lot of paint. But like I said, for the background base stuff now, I'm not using these good brushes. I'm just going to use the cheap brush because it's just literally coating everything without having to blend or anything like that. So why use a better brush? You know, I don't know. Did he use a 2-inch or a 1-inch when he did the yellow? I'm just curious. I think he might have used a 1-inch. Let me see. Yeah, that looks like a 1-inch. I'm pretty sure it is. Just play.
Covered the entire canvas with alizarin crimson.
Yep, that's what we did that.
So let's go.
I think he used a 1-inch.
Let's start out with cad yellow.
Yeah.
On the 1-inch brush.
1-inch, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
And decide where you want the little
All right. So 1-inch. There we go. 1-inch. And we'll follow this. All right. So cad yellow. There we go. And we'll just see how much red there is in his. Now that red will be there. Yeah. So let's just get that. Okay. And we'll start in here. And we'll just work out. Okay, obviously I did not get enough paint on the brush for that. Clearly. Jeez. Way more paint. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to have to wash the brush. But you see how it's getting that nice orange now? That was not happening in the other version of the painting that I was doing. Okay, I can stop this because I know where he's going now. So I don't have to keep that running. I'm just going to keep pushing this paint out. See how much better I did record the other one, but I don't think I'll post it because it's not very fun to watch. But it's so much different to see how much more color there is now. All right, so let's wash this. And we'll load it. I'm going to need more paint. I did not put nearly enough yellow on there. That's okay. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, though, which is I'm going to wash the brush, 1-inch. Okay. And I'm going to dry it, but I'm going to let it sit for a minute. So I'm drying this on this big tarp I've got here. All right, so I'm drying that, but I have 2 of most of the brushes. So now I'm going to use this dry brush, let that one dry a little bit. I'm going to put more cad yellow down because I clearly am going to need more of that. Way more. So let's get a lot more on there because I want to make this really bright. Okay, so cad yellow. fresh brush. This is bone dry. That one can dry for a minute. I'm gonna load that up. I'm really gonna spike that center. Yeah, I want a lot of paint in there. That's right, yep, just like that. And now I can start working out. Yeah, I did not have enough paint on the brush last time. So just work this out. And there's gonna be a center to that fire too, so it's okay that it's kind of splotchy. That's not gonna matter. This is all gonna get blended. What I'm just trying to do is get the color in there. Boy, that's so much better. I mean, that's just so much better than the other one was. All right, so just keep working out, working out, working out. Like that. There's some of that there, because this is all gonna get blended with a blender brush. Now I'm gonna wash this, because you can see how red that is. I could not, if I went back into the yellow with that, it would make it orange. So I'm gonna use the other brush, but this is the nice part about having two brushes, is I can basically trade off and let this dry a little bit, because even though I'm doing this, hitting this, and doing this, and doing this, there's guaranteed a little bit of liquid left in that thing. So I can, even though I'm drying it here, which I am, dry. All right, just one. Now let that sit for a minute. I take this brush, which is pretty dry based on, I'm not seeing anything in my hand, but now this is the other brush, and now I can come back into the yellow again, load it up, start in the center, and slowly work out, and just layer this outwards before I blend it. Now that might actually be enough. I might not need to do a third pass. That could be enough right there. It's pretty good. I mean, it's got a nice glow to it, you know? That's what you're really going for, is to have this glow effect happening. I feel like that's there. That's similar to what he's got going there, so I think that's probably good for that. So I'll wash this, and I think he's gonna now start blending. And then we'll come in with the trees, which you'll actually be able to see this time, unlike the last painting where you could not even really see them. I mean, that was the point where I just stopped, because once I realized you couldn't see the trees, I'm sitting here going, well, if you can't see the trees, what's the point of doing anything else? Because the trees are what frame the fire. You can't see them, you got no framing happening, so. Pardon me. Dry that brush. Okay, so let's move ahead here. We are going to need more yellow, but not yet. Or more of the yellow. I don't think I need more yellow, but.
It gets darker as it goes farther away from the little
okay. I think he takes a big blender brush and goes over it. All right. Okay.
Okay, with the large brush.
Yep, large brush. Okay.
Blending this out. There. Just very gently, still making a little crisscross.
Okay.
Working out. We'll bring a dirty brush back to the center.
Yep. Oh, I got it. Yeah, see, this is where you're just kind of making everything blend together. Just kind of blend all this like that, and you just, like he said, you just kind of work outwards. You just do these little arcing strokes. Hold on, let me just pause that for a minute, because I'm going to take a minute more than he did. He's a lot faster at it, obviously, than I am, as you would expect. And we just keep doing that, and we got that nice color happening. Yeah. Okay. And then he just kind of comes across. I'm always bad at doing this lightly. I never quite do the light part right, but that's okay. Just trying here. Just go nice and light. Oh, not bad, really. Not bad. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, wash this brush off. Okay. Yeah, this is just already so much further ahead than the last try, because there's color. You can just see it. The other one was just, I mean, it's very hard to emphasize how little color there was, even though I colored or covered the canvas. It just did not look right. And maybe because I'd done this painting before vertically, it wasn't as big a deal, and now doing it horizontally, it's a lot different. I don't know, because I've done this painting twice before and really liked it, but this last one did not come out right. All right, let's see where he's going here. Where are we going next? Okay.
Okay.
And I'm going to do some things
Fan brush.
differently.
We'll put
Fan
some
brush,
Van Dyke brown.
Van Dyke brown.
And a little bit of crimson.
Okay.
Van Dyke brown, touch of crimson.
Van Dyke brown.
Just mix them on the brush. And maybe we back here in the distance.
Yeah, this is where he's doing his trees.
Just see the
I remember
trunks
this.
and just let them sort of disappear.
So, get the fan brush.
Just
These are just tree branches.
disappear.
I'm not going to bother with the crimson. I know he does, but I'm not going to.
There's a bigger one, so we just push it a little
I don't think it really adds much, honestly, because these trees are going to get blended out anyway. So yeah, he's just adding some big trees coming down. Like that. Yep.
Just put little indications.
Yeah, these are just tree branches. Just simple trees. Nothing too complex here, which is good. And we'll do another one here. Except I forgot the top of that one, obviously. So just fix that. Whoop. Okay. It's got some branches happening.
And we'll put Van Dyke
More.
brown, alizarin crimson on the 1-inch brush.
Yeah, this is where he's making the bushy parts of the trees. Yeah.
Just touching the canvas.
Okay.
Bending the brush. Just basic jaw shapes.
Yeah. He's got a couple that are just kind of in there, like ghostly. Coming down like that. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't really care about the branches all that much. I'm just looking to see. He's got them going all the way to the edge of the other side, so I don't mind doing that. I don't mind these trees, but they get blended out anyway, so you're not going to really even see them eventually.
So don't worry about it.
Just do some little lines in there. Maybe one more big one over here that just kind of comes in and fades out. Okay.
And let's add a little bit.
Okay, so he did 1 inch with just brown and crimson, right? So 1 inch would be this guy. Okay. Go back a little bit. I think it's just brown and crimson, he said.
The 1-inch brush. Ready for the paint.
Yeah.
We can begin applying some little leaves back here.
Yep, okay. And I'm just going to go straight brown. I'm not going to bother with the crimson on that. Yeah, so he's loaded up with paint.
Basic,
Okay.
gentle shapes.
And he's just putting branches or
Detail.
like, but, and then see now this is what you couldn't see on the other painting. See, you couldn't even see this on the other painting. Just to give you an idea of how dark that painting was. You wouldn't even have seen the bottoms of these trees. Nothing. Yeah, you can see that so much better. I mean, it's really just remarkable how bad that other painting was in terms of the darkness of it. It just, you couldn't see anything. It's just that simple. You couldn't see anything. I mean, it was just too dark. Whereas at least here, you can see the forms and everything. So, much better already. I already like this a million times better than the one I did yesterday. Or not yesterday, it was like 2 days ago, actually. This is so much farther ahead in terms of, you know, seeing it. And I don't, maybe I could have salvaged that other one, although I seriously doubt it. I don't think I could have brought that other one back. I'm probably gonna need a little more paint than what I got, but that's okay. Just keep going until I need more. Yeah, I definitely need more paint. That's fine, because I have a fresh tube of this, so that's okay. I don't want to overuse too much and waste it, but, you know.
We'll take care of the bottom of all of these, so don't worry about it.
Okay, so we'll do a little more in here. Try to do a little bit of variation in the tree actual branches or leaves. Put some up here. Okay, hold on, I'm just looking.
Just highlights. Just where the light is striking.
Hold on, he's doing the highlighting now, so we'll do that in a second. Let's do a little bit here. Try to do there, a little bit down here. Okay, that looks a little too much like a globe. All right, just pop a little bit down there. Okay, so let me see. That's pretty good. That's good. Now let me see what he's mixing together here.
The glow of the fire here.
Oh yeah, he does have some off that just kind of exists by itself. Let me put a little more of that. So he's got like just a little bit in here. see.
Just a tiny bit here. Little yellow ochre.
Yellow ochre,
Indian
okay.
yellow mixed together. And we can just highlight some of these where the
I think he just used the same brush too. Pretty sure. I don't think he cleaned it, which is fine.
Okay, now we can take and let's add a little bit.
Oh no, he may have gotten a different brush. Okay, so
Just a tiny bit here.
he said yellow ochre.
Yellow ochre.
Okay, yellow ochre, which I think I still have some of. Let me look. So much paint now. Let's look through it. Yellow ochre. Do I have yellow ochre? There I go. Oh wait. You know what? I'm pretty sure this is. Oh no, there it is. Yellow ochre right there. I actually don't know what this one is. I've got this one where the label fell off, and I really don't know what it is. It could be yellow ochre. I can't tell. Or it could. Looks more like yellow ochre than Indian yellow to me. Bet you it is. No, it's not. I don't know what this one is. This is a mystery to me. I don't know what that is. This one, I have no idea what this is. I really don't know what it is. Okay, so yeah, I do have yellow ochre though, so let's do yellow ochre right there. Do some of that. I don't know how much of this I'm going to need, so I'm going to just start small. And then Indian yellow is here. I've got 2 tubes of this one, so I know I've got plenty of this. All right. And let's see what he says here. Let me just listen to what his coloring is.
And let's add a little bit. Then just a tiny bit here. Little yellow ochre.
Okay.
Indian yellow.
Yeah.
Mixed together.
Okay.
And we can just highlight some of these where the light.
I think he's using that without any brown on it.
And just begin picking out little individual.
Oh yeah, no,
things.
definitely. Okay, so we're gonna use a different brush. Okay. So let's grab.
Keep it quite subdued.
Let's grab. We're gonna use this oval brush, and we'll just mix this.
Indian yellow mixed together.
Mix those right there.
Once again, this is just going to be background trees far away. So,
Okay, so we're just doing highlights on these. Okay.
trying to make them perfect.
All right. So just some highlighting on the trees. Yep, just like that, and just space it out a little bit. But the important bit is to keep freshening it so that it doesn't start getting muddy. Just go on the edges of these things. Yep, okay.
We'll take the large brush.
Hold on. Yeah, I got it. So it's highlighting. Okay, so we're just doing highlights. You don't want to smear it on everything because otherwise it's not a highlight. Then you're just changing the color of the trees. So I'm just kind of mixing these together right on there with the brush. Just pop that lightly on these because they're small, so you got to be careful because you could easily just destroy it. And I say that as somebody who's done it more than once. Okay, there, just some faint stuff in there too, because it will just darken itself, so you don't have to do much. All right. Geez, I think I hit record. I hope I did. Otherwise, oh well, you'll just see it at the end. I'm pretty sure I did start recording again. Pretty sure. If not, well then, you know what? It's okay. Not everything has to be recorded in the world. Sometimes you can just see it after the fact. Okay, that's pretty good. The highlights are... Oh, one more. Let's do one more. Bam! Right there. Okay. Okay.
I'm just going to blend all of this in. I want
Okay.
to keep it very soft and very far away. So let's
All
go
right, so
back
he's taking a big brush.
very gently. Just still making
Just, he's sweeping across it.
all of it.
All right. So it's all going to get blurred out. Trying to go as light as I can. I always have trouble doing the light stuff, but I'm trying. Trying to barely touch anything and just blend it all together. Nice and easy. Yep, it's working. It's working. Amazingly, I'm doing all right with this. I have struggled with this in the past. Yeah, I blended that one a little too much. You can see I hit that one too hard. See, it's tough to do it lightly. It's just really tough to do it lightly. For me. Obviously not for him, which is why he's who he is and I'm who I am. But I'm trying just to not barely touch this thing at all, and it's just tough. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay.
Just drop in some basic shapes.
So, okay, wait. What's he doing now? I think he's just doing Van Dyke Brown now. Yeah, okay, so he's sweeping that. I don't need to do that.
Now, we can use this with a big brush and begin adding all kinds of little things
Okay.
that are happening around here.
Yep. Okay.
Maybe right in here, there's some nice little bushes that are
Okay.
growing.
So he's using the same big brush to put in
Some basic shapes. We're not
bigger,
too worried about detail.
bigger stuff. Okay. Like that. We're gonna need more paint, obviously. Okay, so let's get some more of that Van Dyke brown in there.
These great
Get a
big
lot of it.
trees that are
Whoop.
growing over in here.
Okay, yeah, he's doing bigger trees on there. Okay. Yep, so move the small brush here. Get the big brush.
Drop 'em in.
Load it up.
Still using just crimson and Van Dyke brown.
Yep, okay. So we'll just punch in some bigger stuff here. Give it a little layering.
Shapes that look good.
He's doing the same thing on the side. Yeah. Okay. So he's just doing some big stuff up here. Hold on a minute. And this is where he's doing highlights, I'm thinking. So hold on, let me back up a little bit. Okay, we're gonna do more of the trees, because he basically covers the whole side of this thing. Which I'm okay with, that's fine. Right down to about the water line. Get a little more paint on there. And I like the kind of dark tree thing. Like, I like how that looks when there's just these really dark trees coming in on that red. Because the red is now good, it looks better. And some of this will... Do I need any more than that? That's the water line? Yeah, I need a little more. Gotta go right down to the water line here. Hold on. Let's go all the way down. So right to about here. Yep, and then maybe just pop some filler into those so they don't look too empty. Get a little bit of edging there. Okay, so that's the trees. Yeah, no, that looks a lot. This is a lot better. He's coming up really close to the fire. I'm not sure I want to come that close to the fire, but let's do a little bit more. Just about there, and have some of that shoot up. That's probably good. That's as close as I want to come. I like the fire having a lot of room. See how nice it is with the red hitting that darker area? That's what I didn't have in the other one. It never got there. All right, where is he here? Yeah. Oh, he's doing a little along the bottom too.
Now then, we can start.
Okay, so he's basically creating like a little grassy area across the bottom of it. Or he's kind of coming across like this too. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind that. Just do that, just to give it a little bit of a bottom edge. All right. Okay.
Let's take Indian yellow
Yeah.
and permanent red.
Oh, interesting.
It just mix it together.
Indian yellow and permanent red. And that's what he's going to use for the edging. Indian yellow and permanent red. Oh, you know what? I like that. Okay. I have permanent red, I'm pretty sure. Permanent red. It's permanent rose. Oh, maybe I don't have... Is permanent red bright red, or is that a different red? I don't know if I have permanent red. I don't think I have permanent red. Let me look up what permanent red is. Hold on. Let me see if there's an equivalent. Give me a second here. Let me see. Hold on. Permanent red. Oil. Permanent red. Permanent red. Sorry, I'm just looking this up really quick. Permanent red, bright red. Oh, it's bright red. Okay, so that is bright red. So that's this. Okay. I mean, I could probably use... I mean, is this really that different? Hold on. I probably could use that. You know what? I'm just going to use what's on the can. I'm not going to redo this. I'm just going to use what's here. So he's mixing Indian yellow, which is this one. Okay, so let's just grab some of this and grab some of this and mix that together right on the brush. Right? Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
And he's just doing that on the as highlighting. Okay. So like this. Yep, okay. Go back into that. more right here. Okay. Always mix more of this. Okay. A little bit more right there. Some of that edge. Yep. Okay, hold on. Let's pop a little bit more there. Pieces there. Okay, I'm gonna need more color. I need more Indian yellow. Actually, you know what? Let's just use what we've got on the canvas. Let's use some of that yellow ochre for the other side. Red. Okay. Just kind of, oh yeah, that's good color. Sprinkle this in here and there. Put that on the edges. Well, luckily I've got a lot of paint, so I don't have to refill it too much. Let's get a little more here.
Let's go right up here and play with the fire a little bit.
Oh, okay, I know what he's gonna do now.
Trouble for playing in fire.
So hold on. All right, let's get this done. There should be a lot of it here because it's close to the fire, so we want a lot of that color there. All right, let me get some more red in there. Pop that up. There's a lot of brown there, so I gotta be a little careful because it will mix really easily. So I'm just trying to be careful as I'm going through this. Okay, let's do a little bit more up here. All right, let's just do some there, there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so that's all highlighted. Okay, so now where are we going? I think this is where he's making the sticks.
Today we can do it.
You know what? Let's clean some brushes. Got a lot of dirty brushes here. And I want to just clean some of them in case I need them. So let's clean the fan brush first. Nice and easy. Okay, trying to clean these thoroughly. I will probably need to get new brushes soon because some of these brushes look like they're, I mean, I hit them all with the cleaning soap that they claim fixes these. But I think the problem is I probably waited too long to hit them with the cleaning soap. So at some point I probably need to replace, at the very least, the fan brushes seem like they've lost a lot of bristles too. It's gonna happen. I mean, none of this stuff, no matter what they tell you, unless you are really set up well, I mean, I don't think most people who aren't professionals at this are going to have forever brushes the way some people talk about, oh, a good set of brushes will last you forever. Okay, I admit if you do it correctly, you probably can, but I'm not enough of a professional painter to have that discipline down. So I will probably need to replace my brushes. That's just how it is. Okay. Boom. All right. And let's clean this big guy off. And he's going to keep going at a certain point, and I'm going to stop because I kind of like, there's a certain point where he's going to keep moving on and adding things like a person and stuff like that, and I'm not going to do that. So this painting is going to be a relatively simple one, but I'll tell you, I like it so far. I like what I'm seeing so far. I mean, it really is, maybe because I did record the one that went completely and utterly wrong, so maybe what I will do is, maybe I will post a little of that so that you can see the difference in where it ended up. Because, oh boy, was it a difference, let me tell you. A big difference. All right, let me see where he's going. I think this is where he's creating the little sticks with the knife.
Take a little bit of Van Dyke brown.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Okay.
Some little indications of some wood here.
Gonna need a little more Van Dyke brown, I think. Not much. Yeah, this is where he's creating sticks. I like this part. This is a part of a knife I can actually do because you're just kind of like putting, yeah, this is where he's creating like the ground. Yeah, okay. So let's just spread that paint out, get a little bit of it, and see, I can create sticks. This is actually something I can do with a paint knife properly, the way he's doing it, you know? Bugs! These bugs, man. I tell you, they really, irritate me. Look at, they're just on the painting. Hold on. I'm trying to get this little... Get off my painting, man. Get out of here. God. Grief. Freaking bugs. Okay. Get a little bit more. Do a little bit more here. I mean, look at what that's done. Stupid bug. Okay. I'm going to try to blend that a little bit, if I can. Unbelievable. I mean, just created this weird spot in the paint. Just trying to blend that bug spot out. Yeah, okay, I did it. That's good. Okay. So then he basically creates a path with the brown, where he's just kind of going like this, and he's just creating this ground effect thing happening, which I will never be able to do as well as he does. Obviously, you can tell. Look at this. But I can try to get some of it as a path coming off. It's not terrible. It's all right, I guess. There's going to be water down there, so that's like the path coming out. A little bit. Let's see if I can get a little bit more here. Okay. We go back here. See what he's doing. Oh, wow, he made a lot. So he kind of went from over here too, where he's kind of bringing this in. Okay. That's not terrible. I mean, it's there. Okay, so that's the ground coming off. That's fine. And he's doing like highlights on it. What did he use for that? Yeah, okay.
Take a little bit of yellow ochre.
Yeah.
And burnt umber mixed together.
Oh, I don't think I have burnt umber. Oh boy, do I? Dark sienna. I don't think I have burnt umber. Maybe this is burnt umber. Or that other one. Maybe that's burnt umber. Is that burnt umber? Is that what this could possibly be?
So it gets darker automatically.
Maybe. Is it burnt umber? I don't know, that looks really, really yellow to me.
The canvas work for you.
But maybe that is burnt umber. I thought burnt umber was more like a brown. I don't think I need the ground. Let me see what he's doing. Oh, this is where he's doing the flame now. So hold on, I know what this is. Yeah, this is where he takes a little bit of it and he creates this little flame thing coming off, which I always like. So you just gotta kind of do this and this. See, I can do that. Right, just a little flame, nice and easy.
And we'll use a little bit of the yellow ochre,
that's good.
Indian yellow, and permanent red, all mixed together on the fan brush.
Wait, what did he say? Yellow ochre.
Fan brush.
Okay.
And we'll use a little bit of the yellow ochre,
Yeah.
Indian yellow,
Okay.
and permanent red, all mixed together.
Okay.
On the fan brush. Mix it.
All right, fan brush.
We can begin.
Well, I'm going to use
A little bit brighter up here by the fire.
Indian yellow. I'm going to put the yellow ochre here.
Start at the brightest area. And
Roll
work
that.
downward.
I'm just going to grab that same red off that area over there because there's really no reason to use a different red.
Light strike.
And he's just putting in grassy areas that are kind of equal to this. Right, okay. So let's grab some red. Do the yellow. Do this. You know, mix all this together. Okay. And this is just kind of like, let me go back. Yeah, he's just doing like grassy areas. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay. I don't know how far down he's coming though. Hold on. Oh, he's going pretty far down. Yeah, he's kind of making a hill out of the other one, which is easy. I can give it a nice angle. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's coming pretty far down, so. We'll just do this. Okay. Yeah, then he's doing the grab, which that's I'm not so big on that part, so we'll see. Let's just get this.
I know what we should do.
And here he's doing like a hill that's coming down. So this is more like an angle to it. So we'll just angle that. Right, okay. Yeah, and that's where he's putting lake in. We'll do that in a minute. Let's keep going here. Just try to follow that angle down. Just fade that out, okay. Let's grab this. Do a little bit more. Just try to pump the brush up a little bit to give it a little bit of a... Just kind of put some color into there, just so it doesn't look completely like it's just blackened out. Okay, so we got some hills happening there. But you know what we're going to try? We're going to try something here. Try putting like little variations in that just to disrupt that shape a bit. There we go. Just so it doesn't look quite... I mean, it does. It looks like lines less than grass, really. But I don't know if there's much of a way around that. I don't think I can really fix that all that well, which is okay. If I do a little bit of this, let's see. Yeah, it just darkens it. That's okay. That's fine. All right, let me see what he's doing now. This is where he's doing the lake.
Touch. Pull straight
Yep.
down.
And luckily, I still have my yellow.
Beautiful reddish color. Work
Okay.
the lightest area, which would be directly into the fire.
Mm-hmm.
That way, automatically, as you go away from the fire, it's
Yep.
very gently come across.
Yeah.
Very gently. Don't want to kill all these nice lines that you're doing. Just like that.
Okay. So let's do a little bit more right here. Okay, just like that. Okay. Yeah, that's where he's putting brown in to give it like the ground. Okay. So let's get a big brush. Here we go. Okay. Let's get the yellow on there.
We go back to our little fan
Make
brush.
sure we have plenty.
Yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and a touch of permanent red.
Okay, here we go.
Just drop in some.
Yeah, I see what he's doing. All right. So we just take this, and we come straight down, like that.
I mentioned it earlier, but in case you missed it, if you have questions or comments,
Okay, and we'll just keep working out.
please feel free to drop us something you'd like to know what you want in future series.
Like that. Okay. Now I'm not going to use this brush to go over it because I have a hunch I know what's going to happen if I do that. So I'll take the other big brush and let's bring these, and we'll make this into water by doing that. But if I use that other brush, I can promise you that that yellow would have spiked inside of there. So we're not going to do that. Create that. Look at that, huh? Just gotta be careful at the top because I can catch that other color, which I don't want to do, but I really want to get that shimmer going, which we have now. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
You really see all this much bright.
So then he did brown coming into here. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not gonna touch that, but I am gonna bring some ground into here just so we can have a little bit of something there. So we'll just, so basically like this, and we'll just retract that out, but we'll put that brown in there, get a little bit of the ground, just a bit. So there's something coming in there. There we go. Just cutting into the water a little. There we go. And then we can put some bushes on the edge of that.
Go straight down. Just come across.
Wait, what did he do there?
Oh, put a little
Oh yeah, he put a little bit at the edge there. Oh, I see what he's doing. Okay.
projection right here. Go straight down.
Yeah, we could do that.
Just come across.
But we'll do let's do the actual here, plants first. So load that up. All right. Oh, no, not this. Not this. I need the... Let's use the oval brush. Right, this. Just put a little bit of plant in there. Just enough. Just so that you can see it. Don't need a lot. Just something. Just a little bit of something in here to indicate that there's some grass happening. Do that, and then I'll go off to the edge. Right? Yeah. Although I was going to do... You know what? I'm about to make the same mistake I make a lot of times, which is to overdo the painting. Reality is this is fine. So let's get a little bit of red, and we're just going to pop some brighter highlights in, just here and there. Like that, just to break this up a bit. Right? And you know what? It's done. I'm going to stop that right there. Okay, I just have to fix one thing. There's one thing that's bugging me about this. I just need this ground to meet these sticks a little bit better. There we go. Just that little bit. Just that little bit. Just didn't look like they were actually there. I don't know. Do I want a bigger flame too? Maybe. Let's get a little more yellow on this guy. And let's try to bring that flame off a little bit to the sides. Yeah, there we go. Just trying to draw in a little bit of motion into it. I need a little bit more on that one side though. A little bit more flame right over here. Just need a little bit more flowing off of here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. No, that's it. It's done. This is so much better than it was. Except for that stupid thing. I gotta get that off of there. Let's see if I can just... No, don't do that. Use this. Let's just see if I can just peel it a little bit. Yeah, got it. Okay. I still don't really love the whole phantom trees in the background. I know why he's doing it. It's not my favorite thing. But overall, compared to the last time, this is so much... Hold on, I'm thinking. Okay, I'm going to do one other thing. Here. Hold on. Let me get this brown here. Because I did kind of like something he did on the other side. But I can do it here. I'm going to cut some brown into here. Right? And this is going to be like the edge of something coming down. So we'll cut into that a little bit. Get some brown in here. A little more. Right, give that brown edge. Okay, cut that in. And that's going to be ground coming into the water. Okay. And then at the edges of that, yeah, he put more of the yellow in there. And I kind of like that, where he puts a little bit more of the shine right here. Not a ton, just enough. Maybe a little heavier there. Yep, perfect. That's it. And then take this brush, and we're going to blend that right out. Just there's a little bit more water happy. Yeah, look at that. That's good. Just to add a little bit more of the shine on the water, which I have to admit I like quite a bit. Okay. Yep. Seeing it picks up, it seems like this is a little bit of a reflection there. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's see if we can get a little bit more right here. Gotta be a little careful. Yep, there you go. Because, man, that yellow will punch right through anything. So if you go too heavy on that, you're dead. But that looks good. Although I want some more there too. I'm just getting greedy. But why not, right? Why not? And it gives a little indication of where the land's supposed to be anyway. So let's just do that. Just blend that out a little bit. And there's your lake. That's so much better. Boy, am I glad that didn't bomb. Because boy, it could have. But that don't look too bad. Well, that's it. So This time, the campfire turned out correctly, which I'm thrilled about. So there you go, everybody. Until next time, bye.